And it's like, there it is.
Is that surreal?
1077 GNA, Albany's #1 for New Country. Brian and Chrissy, we are live here at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and we are joined by the man himself, Mr. Brad Paisley. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, guys. We're starting the tour with you.
Yeah, May 18th. Up
Weekend
at
Warrior Tour. Here we go.
Is that a, what's the first night like for you guys in the band?
Usually we make a lot of mistakes and nobody knows any better. Honestly, though, I think we're so prepared, being that what you saw yesterday with this video project, which is the visual album, which comes out this week, we ended up with a lot of material for the live show, in addition to something that's going to be on iTunes. And I feel like we're more prepared than ever to launch a tour. There have been a lot of tours, I remember the tour for the American Saturday Night album. The album came out, the tour started in May, and the album came out in I think July. So I was touring for almost 2 months.
Right.
And couldn't play any of the new songs yet.
And you feel like you're just playing catch up the whole entire time, right?
Yeah. Now, this album's out, and we don't start till next month with you guys, and people will have had a month or so to live with it.
Well, and you talk about the video that accompanies it, which is such a brilliant idea and a great concept because
we love that.
You know, we're listening to the album on the plane ride from New York.
Yeah.
But when you start to see everything kind of come together, the way you did it in about an hour's time or whatever,
yeah,
it's just
1 hour, 2 minutes.
It's perfect. It really is, and it
Thank you.
plays like a movie and like a film, and it brings so many of those the important messages out in the song, and specifically "Love and War."
Yes.
Which is such an interesting song. Obviously, the name of the record.
Yeah.
But it's a really powerful message, and one that I don't think that you or John Fogerty took too lightly in terms of the way our military men and women are treated post-war.
We definitely didn't take it lightly, and I was nervous to pitch him the idea because I knew how I would have been heartbroken if he said, "No, I don't want to write that," which I thought he'd want to write it, but you never know. And also, he had never co-written before this. He had informed me as we sat down, this is the first time he'd ever done that. He's never just taken an appointment, sat down to write a song with someone, which Nashville, that's what we do daily. And I said, well, you're going to love this because it's less lonely.
Can I ask you about that song? Because did you find that song could have been a little bit risky? It's a very
well, it's risky in the sense that the only thing risky about it, you're not going to offend any sort of sane person when you say we're not taking care of our veterans, because that's all over the news. We see that. I mean, it's horrifying the way that they're being less. They're not being respected to the degree that they should, as well as, I mean, they need simple things like,
Taking care of
healthcare. Yeah, I mean, they need that, but more than that, they deserve a palace, let alone anything that we're not giving them. And when you throw that out there, it's not so risky in the sense that if you're telling the truth, that should matter. And it's one thing for me to say the point of this, but it's another thing for him to take his verse, because this is a guy who was the voice of that era.
It's a brilliant record. We're talking, of course, the Brad Paisley album came out on Friday. It's going to be hitting the road. Go ahead, Chrissy. Yeah, fire away.
Yeah, so we did listen to the album on the plane down here, and I had all different emotions when I was just listening to it. And when you put that video together, and that was your baby, like you decided, here's what I'm going to do. I had emotions in different places
that you didn't expect, right?
Yes.
That's the power, I think, of music and video, where when you allow video to sort of, when you say, okay, we're going to expand this. We're not going to, this isn't going to just be a paint by numbers thing.
What was it for you, though? Is there a moment where you feel like when that video is up and we're watching?
Yeah.
Can you sense when...
Every song there's a moment. Every song I can't wait. All I got to say is this, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And everybody listening won't. But you need to see it, and you will.
It's amazing.
And all I got to say is Grandma.
Oh. It's beautiful.
Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the what you're talking about, self. You're talking about self? Wait.
No. I'm talking about Grandma.
Oh, yeah, Grandma. Yes. I love that in the video. It was hilarious.
And then there's another example of that when all I'd have to say is Orange Flight Suit.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And you're doing your thing.
And just every song, there's something where I couldn't wait for you guys in the theater to experience this and the reactions. But they're meant to expand upon the theme of the music. There's and everyone's a little bit different. And that's one thing I like about Star Wars. George Lucas said every world had its own color. Like Dagobah was green, and Hoth was white, and Tatooine is tan, it's sand, you know. And I was like, okay, every one of these has its own flavor, and whether that's the sort of the VHS quality of Last Time for Everything, where you're in the past, and Knight Rider and all of that, all the way through to something like The Devil is Alive and Well, and that burned out church. To me, that is just
So
powerful. Yeah,
absolutely.
We have maybe a minute or so left. Mick Jagger, Timbaland, also on the record.
And you get to see some of the behind the scenes of that, which the Mick stuff, that's all us recording it. And you don't get to see Mick like that very much. And it was a stretch for him. I mean, I said, is it okay if we use this footage? And at first he was like, can I look at it? And I said, sure. And he saw it. It's like, yeah, you know what? This is cool. People will like this.
Because of the hand gestures and the movements? What would Mick not have?
I don't know. I mean, I just think that Mick is so. They have such an incredible image that you want to make sure you don't put something out there that doesn't honor. But what you see is his energy right away, and his collaboration and the work that he put into making a cool song.
The album Love and War, it takes us on such a ride. It's funny, it's tender, it's inspirational. It's just so many different things. When you buy and see the video presentation that goes along with it, which is available on Friday, it takes it to whole new heights. So congratulations, because not an easy project. After we watched it and you came back to the podium, you were crying.
I couldn't keep it together.
We got to wrap it up because they've got to move you on. But I got to know, was that because you're just
there was a whole row of guys in the middle that the directors of it was three. It was myself, Jeff Venable, and Jim Shade did the bulk of the project, and then there was some others as well, and then a bunch of editors and people that worked honestly around the clock for about 3 or 4 days. We filmed Heaven South on Saturday night, and it was up online, I believe, on Tuesday or Wednesday. It was already on Facebook. We had released it, and it's like, what the heck?
Right.
How did we do this?
It's kind of like
honestly, videos take 3 weeks from filming to release. Best case scenario normally.
It's been an honor.
It is, but a privilege to be here.
And we got to experience something at Tootsie's last night too that
Yeah,
no one will ever see again.
Absolutely not. I was watching it going, I can't believe he's giving us this experience
Well,
right now. Thank you for
let's
that.
have another one in a month when we stand
In
on that stage
Saratoga?
together and celebrate the fact that somehow I've put together a tour between now and then.
Awesome.
You're just an
It
absolute
was
gentleman.
really, really
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
Brad,
being
very,
here
very
in your
much.
presence. Thank you so
I loved
much.
it. Thank you guys.
Brad Paisley.
Thanks.
Unbelievable. Love and War is the